I'm going to go over the three kinds of completing the square that you're most likely to see. We've already learned completing the square, so let's take what we've learned and go forward. What we know is we are looking for the perfect number to make a square, aren't we? Well, we don't like 2, so we need to move him out of the way. So it's x squared plus 6x plus the perfect number. I'm going to find my own number. I'm going to shove that 2 over here, so that's a minus 2. So what we have is 8 minus 2, which is 6. And if I add a puffy cloud to one side, I have to add it to the other. All right, the puffy cloud is 6 over 2 squared. 6 over 2 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. I want you to start thinking about this. Well, let me go ahead and put that. Okay. Now, I need 2 of something that multiplies to 9 but adds to 6. And what is that? X plus 3 and x plus 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 plus 3 is 6. And what's the whole point? To make a square. Well, that's a square, isn't it? That is a square. X plus 3, x plus 3. So let's think, what's the correct way to write it? X plus 3 squared, right? Well, let's back up just a little bit and see if we can't make this a little easier. Okay. What is 6 divided by 2? 3. So x plus 3. And 3 squared is 9. That's the way you're going to think about it. You're going to get to the point where you can do it that quickly. All right. Now, this equals, what is it, 15? And then when we move it back, 3 squared minus 15 equals 0. And my vertex is negative 3, negative 15. All right? So that's the easy one. Now let's go up a notch. All right, let's get that 2 out of the way. So that's x squared plus 5x plus the perfect number is equal to 8 minus 2 plus the perfect number, because I have to do it on both sides. Now, what was it again? It was b over 2 squared. Well, what's b over 2? What's b? 5. So what's b over 2? 5 over 2. Now, we're not going to deal in decimals. We're going to deal in fractions. And what is 5 over 2? And I'm going to write this over here to help your head. Squared. Anybody know? Oh, it's nice and easy. It's 25 over 4. Because squared, remember how you can put a 1 in a 1? So that's 5 squared over 2 squared. What's 5 squared over 2 squared? Well, that's 25 over 4. So what we have is x plus 5, whoops, come on, squared is 25 over 4. So what goes over here? 25 over 4. Now let's do this other side. 8 minus 2 plus 25 over 4. And if I'm terrible at fractions, I can get my little handy-dandy calculator out and get 49 over 4. So my vertex, let's move this back over, 5 over 2 squared minus 49 over 4 equals 0. My vertex this time is 5 over 2 and negative 5 over 2 and negative 49 over 4. Okay? Now, when is this going to happen? Well, look right here. What was your clue that this was going to happen? That was an odd number, wasn't it? So if that's an odd number, you know you are now dealing in fractions. Now the last one I'm going to go over, I'm going to start it, and then you're going to figure out real quick what happens. All right, I'm going to get 2x squared plus 8x plus the perfect number is equal to 9 minus 3, which is 6 plus the perfect number. All right, as you're looking at this thing right here, something should have jumped out at you. And that something should have been greatest common factor. You should have noticed when you looked at it that that had a greatest common factor, because everything we've been doing up until now was just x squared, wasn't it? So let's take 2 out and create a distribution problem. So now that's x squared plus 4x plus, I don't know, is equal to 6 plus, I don't know, because we still haven't decided what our perfect number is. Now, so now we're ready to look at b. b is 4 over 2. All right, what is 4 divided by 2? 2. So that's x plus 2. And 2 squared is 4. But that's not what goes in the other cloud. Think about it. This is a distribution problem, isn't it? 2 times this, 2 times this, and 2 times this. So what goes in the other puffy cloud? 2 times 4 is 8. That's what goes in the other puffy cloud. So now I have x plus 2 squared minus 14 is equal to 0. And so my vertex is -2, -14. All right, so that's a real quick and dirty. Those are the 3 basic kinds that you should be able to do when we're all said and done.